The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
As a former New Hampshire state representative who marched with Dr. Martin Luther King in 1963, he currently serves on the New Hampshire Commission for Human Rights. He's a product of Birmingham, Alabama, where at one time he had to guess how many jelly beans were in a fruit jar just to be able to vote.
We've come a long way, but we're not there yet.
Together we will explore the visible laws, invisible laws, and the structures above and beneath our human surface that keep us reaching for the stars. It is his goal to work with you in putting Nashua back on top, to be voted the #1 city in the nation again.
We are in a crisis situation, and that's what we're going to talk about.
I'm Harvey Keye. Welcome to Nashua Strong.
Good afternoon, Nashua. Once again, we're coming to you through the fabulous Access Nashua Community TV station that's been here for a while, and sometimes we get a little busy and don't come and see you as often as we should. But I want to tell you, thank you so much for listening to us, watching us, and taking our story around the world. I am honored today to be joined by a young man that I met just the other day who said he could play music and he could sing and he could pick a guitar. And I didn't believe him, so he proved to me that he could do all of that. So I am so honored and pleased that he's coming onto our show and to help us understand and appreciate that music is the vernacular of the soul. His name is Caleb. How do you say your last name?
Caleb Wicklund.
Caleb Wicklund, okay. And he is decided to make this his plan. I am so happy that he is with us, and at this young age has made his future as he plans it to be a musician, to go out into the world and put his foot on the necks of those people who choose to call him a nobody, a no singer, a no player, and make them squeal. So I'm not going to get right into him playing. We're going to have him do a few songs for you later. But I want to ask him a few questions. Caleb, what is it that you could tell our audience about you and how you came to this decision?
So, growing up, ever since I can even remember, I've always enjoyed music. It's always been a passion of mine. And it's never something I really took seriously. Never thought I would, really choose this profession. It was something I try and pursue. But it really came down to when I was in school and I was deciding, do I want to, finish out these 4 years, get a degree.
Were you in college?
What's that?
Were you in college?
I was in college when I made this decision. Okay. At first I was majoring in business. And it was all right. I enjoy business. But going through one summer before my sophomore year, going through my loan terms, because I had burned through all of my money paying for the first year.
What did it cost?
The first year cost about $26,000. So
did you need a student loan?
The first, no.
No, okay.
No. Going forward, definitely. So I was going through all the loan terms and things like that, and I just really asked myself, do I want to put myself through all this debt for something that I'm not passionate about, or do I want to try and switch gears and take my passion of music and try and make something out of that? So that's when I came.
That's fabulous. So you're your own captain.
That's right.
So nobody else is going to tell you what you think.
Nope.
And what you can do. Well, tell me this, Caleb. What kind of influence did this friend have on you that you met in college and you were just hanging around doing business? You're going to need business in your business.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So you got an introduction to business, and you're going to need a lot of that because it's called money. Correct. And money management and time management and all of these kind of things having to do with marketing, how you get your records sold, who puts a label on, what's your share of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And all of that is going to come to pass, and your business background might help. But tell me about Mike, who is your college friend who introduced you to music.
Yeah, so it all started off, I was probably only 2 or 3 months into school, and I had met his roommate. And so I went down to his dorm one night, and he's directly 2 floors below me in my dorm.
Is this at University of Michigan or Michigan?
Michigan State University.
Michigan State. Which
Yep.
town is that located?
East Lansing, Michigan.
East Lansing. Okay.
Yeah, beautiful place.
Yeah. A lot of musicians came from there.
Have they?
From Michigan.
From Michigan, yes.
Yeah, name
yeah.
a few if you can remember.
Oh, we got
Smokey Robinson.
Smokey Robinson, Kid Rock,
Yeah.
Eminem, the rapper.
Eminem. Yeah.
Some great bands, Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah.
Just name a few.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Mike took you. You went downstairs to.
Yeah. So I went down to his room, not knowing Mike. I had just met his roommate. So me and my roommate go down to his room, and we walk in on. He's having like a studio session. So Mike, he's recording vocals for a rapper who's another student, and so because he had a whole studio set up in his room. So you go down there, you think you just walked into like a professional studio, but it's just a dorm room. It's crazy, and so he's sitting there on his computer recording these vocals, and the rapper, he's telling him, I kind of want, to do this, bring in like a lower octave here, or make my voice echo on this part. Like that's the whole part of the mixing process. So, and I was just watching and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And my whole life I was just, I'd come home, I'd, plug in my amp and just wail on the guitar until my mom would come home and tell me to stop. And I'd write songs, but I never recorded anything. So I thought this was really cool. And that night we got to talking, and he ended up giving me this flash drive. And this flash drive had a music making program that I put into my computer. I'd put it on my computer, and that's kind of what got me introduced into the whole music making process. And I realized that everything I knew about music was nothing, and I gotta, there's a whole different side to music when it comes to the production and just everything about it, arrangement, mixing, mastering, engineering, all that. So at first I started making electronic hip hop beats, it was fun. It was, something to do in my free time, but I still never really got into the recording process until a few months later when I had this song I'd written that I really wanted to come to life because I thought it was pretty good. So I asked him.
What's the name of the song?
Stay.
Stay.
Yep, and it's the first song I ever recorded.
Okay.
And so I go to Mike. I say, hey, can you help me record this song? Because he had the whole studio set up. He was like, yeah. So I go down, I didn't even have an acoustic guitar with me, so we borrowed our friend's acoustic. I recorded the guitar parts. I sang into it. Then he added drums, a bass, a few other instruments while he's doing the production part. And I remember when he played it back for the first time and just hearing my voice, and along with all the instruments and an actual song, it was crazy.
You recognize your voice?
Yeah.
How do you know? You can't sing, can you?
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Where did you learn to sing?
I've just always enjoyed singing.
You said you were in choirs, school choirs?
Yeah, so ever since 5th grade when we first got the option to join a choir and try out for a choir, I did it because I just
you
love
have
music.
tenor, bass, soprano?
Yep,
Are you like the Sopranos?
No.
Anything like that?
In high school, when choir became a little bit more serious, I was a tenor for the first half and then baritone for the last half.
You ever sang a solo at your school?
Short solo in some songs. Yeah.
So you really think you have a voice?
I can carry a note. I wouldn't say I'm the greatest singer and can do all this crazy stuff, but I can.
Well, let me give you a little story. When I was in high school, I went to a choir, and my voice was so bad. The music teacher says, Harvey, stand on the back row and just act like you're singing. Don't let any words come out of your mouth. So today, I cannot sing. I won't even try. I took a word. I'm not sure where I would go, but I'm sure it wouldn't have been up and singing.
And maybe I can give you some lessons when this is over.
No, it's a little late. Tell me this. What gave you these strong feelings to drop out of Michigan State to pursue a music career or a career in music when the field seemed to be loaded with thousands and thousands and thousands of musicians.
It's very true. It's very true. Really just came down to what am I most passionate about? What am I going to see myself being happy with doing for the rest of my life? And I'm a very big believer in, going and chasing and going after what you want as opposed to what other people want and what's easier, and really just taking the path less traveled. Because there are a lot of musicians and a lot of people who are making a living doing this. And I know if they can do it with half the passion that I have for it, then there's no way that I can't.
Are you saying to yourself, if they can do it, so can I?
Exactly.
Are you also saying this is my universe,
Exactly.
not theirs?
Correct.
I am God of my universe? Would you agree to that?
Yep.
If it's your universe, you own it, why aren't you God? You are God of your universe. You're not God of Dick Gagner's universe, and certainly not mine, because I'm my God of my universe. Do you understand that
Correct.
language?
Correct.
Will you buy into it?
Yeah.
Will you carry it forward?
Of course.
Would you put your foot on their necks until they squeal?
Till they bleed.
Bleed, yeah, okay. Now, you moved out here from Michigan, left school,
Yeah.
don't owe them any money, got a job, and your path is to go to California.
Correct.
Do you have any relationships out there? Anybody you know?
I do. I met a really good friend of mine at Michigan State,
Yeah.
who's from California. I actually went and visited him last summer.
Yeah.
And I mean, besides him, a funny thing is my great step aunt actually is in the Songwriting Hall of Fame, and she lives out in L.A.
Oh, really? What's her name?
Her name is Allie Willis.
Alice?
Allie Willis.
Allie Willis. And she's
Yeah.
in the Songwriting Hall of Fame. Well, you got a
Yep.
connection right there.
Exactly, and it's a good connection.
That's a
to have
driver.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Your world is going to be your world, and we're going to be peeking into it maybe and see you
Hopefully.
at the top. Well, I'm so happy. I'm so proud that you've come to Nashua Access Community TV on your way to the top. And don't forget us. So when you get to the top and start making millions of dollars, don't forget us.
I won't
First
forget you,
people
Harvey.
you want to send some money to is Dick Gagnon. And maybe he'll share it with me. Maybe I'm only kidding you, but we don't do that. We don't. This is for our community. We love Nashua. We love Nashua so much so that we give our very best to make it stronger. And I believe you, Caleb, coming through here will make us stronger. I hope that the people who are watching our audience now will get a chance to see you display some of your talent. And of course, it's developing. It's not there. And of course, there's no end to development.
Never.
It never, ever. There's always more to do and more to learn and more to explore and more people to touch. And the more you touch them with kindness and humility and giving and serving, the world is your oyster, in my opinion. And I only can say to you, thank you so much. I'm so proud that you've come to us. Now, what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, you said you could sing. And I'm going to finish this interview until we have you do some things, and then we'll sign off. Is that okay?
Sounds great.
How many songs do you want to do? Or whatever you want to do.
I'd love to play a song on my acoustic guitar.
Yeah?
Now, like I said, I've only had one released on acoustic guitar, but I'd love to play some others for you that I have that are more, over some beats that I've made and things of that nature.
Now, do you do all kinds of music?
All kinds, ranging from pop to hip hop to punk rock to
Blues?
I haven't made any blues
Wait
songs.
a minute now.
Haven't made
You
any
got to get
blues.
some blues. They got to get some New Orleans people there.
Yeah, maybe for you. I'll make one.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me just switch you over to Dick Gagnon, and we're going to segue to you doing what you do.
Of course.
Then we'll come back and say thanks.
So this one's called Stay. This is that first song that I recorded with my buddy at Michigan State. And just hearing it come to life was just a crazy thing. So here it is. I'm trying to breathe on my own. Take it slow and think about what you've done. I stand alone when did all of this go down? I don't wanna hear it, I still can't believe it. You walked out and left me to waste all my time. Why didn't I see it? But now I know you cheated. Was this your plan from the very start? Some things in life may not last, but you, my dear, left way too fast. I'm sorry I wasn't enough. Everyone makes their mistakes, but life's good at taking away those who mean the most. Let them stay. I've learned to live with your regret. It's over now. I love you, but it's too different now. I'm alright. The past is the past. We no longer fight, and you won't stop my dreaming. No one will ever see it, but I miss the way that we would laugh and dance throughout the night with your hand in mine. Was this your plan from the very start? Some things in life may not last, but you, my dear, left way too fast. I'm sorry I wasn't enough. Everyone makes their mistakes, but life's good at taking away those who mean the most. Let them stay. Alright, so this is one I wrote for my girlfriend, actually. I haven't released it yet. I'm still in the process of recording it, and it doesn't have a name yet. So, here we are. I never have quite felt this way. It isn't black or white, more like gray. You have to leave, but I want you to stay. Is this torture or is this the price we pay? 'Cause I wanna tell you I miss you, but words can't explain how I feel. It's stuck in my head, I'll leave it unsaid. My shoulder's a place you can lean on. When everything falls to the ground, I'll always be around. I won't let you down. It feels so right, alone by your side. My arm around you, laying still, your hand in mine. I hate it when we're apart. If I could, I'd play it back all from the start. 'Cause I wanna tell you I miss you, but words can't explain how I feel. It's stuck in my head, I'll leave it unsaid. My shoulder's a place you can lean on. When everything falls to the ground, I'll always be around, I won't let you down.
Now, Caleb, I just want to thank you so much for coming past us on your way up, and it's a pleasure to have you stop and just show us what young people can do. And a huge number of young people might take a clue or a cue from you and say, I really, college is not for everybody. And today's price of college, sometimes when you're not sure what you're gonna do, to spend $40,000 to $60,000 a year to find out what you do, and then you owe that back with interest, is a hard nut to crack.
It is.
I'm so proud of you to make that decision at such an early age on Earth and create your own universe, your own future. And I hope you take that philosophy that I'm giving you to heart and use it for the rest of your life, because it is your universe. And when you look at the sky, you're looking at a mirror of Caleb, because you're made of the same stuff. That, I guess you call it that chemical board in your chemistry class. That was a board that had chemicals on it.
Periodic table?
Is that what it's called?
I
A
believe.
periodic table. See, he brought the memory back. Everybody's made of that periodic table in the world.
Correct.
There's 7 billion people in the world, and every person is made of those chemicals. No more, no less, different construction and different drives. And the craniums of all 7 billion people on Earth, their universe is their universe in here. It's theirs, nobody else's. And I'm so proud you have locked eyes onto your cranium, where your universe is. You are the world. And when you stop being the world, you give it to somebody else. So I want to thank you so much for beautiful music. I hope our audience can appreciate this around the world. And in 10 or 12 or 5 or 6 or maybe 2 years, once you get to California, just don't forget us. Thank you so much, Caleb. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Harvey.
Thank you, and have a great trip, and we'll see you soon.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.